book lovers, I'm Kiki and welcome back to my little corner on the internet. This video is going to be me attempting to do a 24-hour read-a-thon because I have not once successfully done one, and I really desperately want to. So we'll see what happens, but I attempted one where I don't sleep, don't take breaks, the 24-hour method on New Year's Eve, and that didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. Technically I did the timer method, but I also didn't really, so. In this video, I am definitely going to do the timer method, and I'm going to try to do it over 2 days. And because I've been waking up at 5:30 for a different video, I just felt like it would be a good point in time to attempt this. Because just waking up at 5:30 means I have more time to also get distracted if people talk to me and stuff. So that's what we're doing. And I'm really excited. I have a lot of books that I'm sort of eyeing for this. No idea what's going to be happening. I might use a little spin the wheel to choose what I read, unless it gives me something that I really don't want to read at that point. And then I'll just skip it or whatever, but we'll see. I'm really excited to try this because I really want to succeed. Don't know if that's gonna work. Good morning. I've been reading for about an hour. Sorry. And I'm now almost 60% through Act Your Age, Eve Brown. I am enjoying this, so I'm gonna get back to reading, and I'm just gonna update once I'm finished with it. And then I'm gonna figure out what I am going to be reading next. So, I just got back inside. I've been sitting outside drinking my tea and just reading. And now my feet are ice cold, they're literal icicles. Thank God there are blankets, and socks that I'm gonna have to put on now. But anyway, I've been reading for 2.5 hours, and I'm done with Act Your Age, Eve Brown, and I think this has been my favorite so far. This might be a 5-star. I don't 100% know yet. It's either a true 5-star or a 4.75, and I'm gonna have to sit with it for a little while before I know. So I'm gonna have to sit with it. But I have made myself a little spin the wheel for this 24-hour read-a-thon. Oh, and now my headphones are empty apparently. And I want to use that to figure out what to read next, because I honestly don't know. I have too many options, too many choices, and I don't know. Either I will spin this and it lands on something and I'm gonna be like, no, I want to read this instead, and then I'll read that, or I'll read whatever it gives me, so. I want to read that later. I think. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that now, I'm gonna read that later. See? I knew this would happen. It's also, the audiobook is on an app where my mom is currently listening to something. Gift! Okay, 3rd time's the charm. It's just, this is the longest book that I have on this, and I'm not sure I want to read this right now. You know what, that's fine. I'm gonna have to go grab that book though. You know what, no. I'm gonna respin this later. I'm gonna start by reading the second book in the Trials of Apollo because I have books 2 and 3 on the list, and I don't want to read them back to back. So I'm just gonna start with the first one and see what happens. You know, I could have just done that from the beginning, but no. No, why would I? So, 4 hours in, about a third-ish through the Dark Prophecy, which is the second in the Trials of Apollo, and I am intrigued. I'm 37% through. There we go. So something I was just mentioned were like ancient Chinese dragons as from mythology. And now I'm kind of wondering if Rick has plans for writing something based in maybe Chinese mythology. It would be kind of cool, to be honest. I mean, he's got the Greek and Roman down. He's done the Norse and he's done the Egyptian. So there are still so many more like mythologies out there, and I find all of them fascinating. So I feel like it could be a lot of fun to maybe get other mythologies as well. I say that when I really complained a lot about like the Egyptian one, and the Norse was better than the Kane Chronicles, but it's just like there's something about these books that just bring me so much joy. But anyway, I am tired. I mean, I have been awake for almost 5 hours. That's ridiculous. So, it has been almost 7 hours now, so amazing progress. I might be able to do 7 more today, because it is 2, which would get me to 9, which is when I sleep. I might not be able to do 7 more. We will see. But anyway, I just finished The Dark Prophecy. Right, remember that, and that was good. Like in between, okay, so I think one of the things about the books after Olympians and Heroes of Olympus is that we don't see Percy and Annabeth regularly, and that makes me really sad. So every time I'm thinking like, oh, this could be so much more fun if we would see Percabeth. But we don't, which is fine. It's still really good. I'm still enjoying myself, and the whole like prophecies things, like, well, how do you say this? The types of oracles. That's the word. The oracles, and just like that we sort of get all of our favorite characters scattered throughout these books. I love it so much, and the more I'm reading in these books, the more I'm starting to also like Apollo as like a character and a person, because Apollo is also starting to realize that maybe being a god isn't all that. Like, just the way that they act might just not be it. So that's really fun. I think I'm getting a headache, which is really not good. But first complete book done. I mean, I read like 70% of Act Your Age, Eve Brown, so I could technically count that as a whole book, but I didn't start it. I just finished it. So I am now going to spin the wheel and see what happens. I have 3, 4-ish books that I would be super down to read right now. I'm hoping I'll get one of them. My mom still isn't done with her audiobook, so I'm gonna have to maybe skip a couple of things because I don't have that access to that yet. I'm so sad when like you can't listen on more than one device. It's really annoying, but anyway. The cartographers. Oh damn. Okay. You know what? That is technically one of the ones that I am okay with reading right now. You know what? I'll start it and then I'll take a look at if I'm enjoying it. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm just gonna decide to read it at a later date. But anyway, this was quite good. I think I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars. Enjoying it, and just all of the mentions of different pantheons and how just it is to like Apollo. Loving it. So this is the cartographers. I don't think this is the standard cover, although I'm not sure, but like I got one with these beautiful sprayed edges. And basically this book looks not so nice under the dust jacket because it's, yeah, I don't actually know why. Anyway, this book is about a person whose dad is like a super respected cartographer, but he is found possibly murdered in his office. And so Nell, our main character, she hadn't spoken to her father in years, but now a map that he or they had worked on is being, like, every copy of this map is being destroyed, and Nell is now trying to figure out why. Okay, so I started The Cartographers. I'm 38 pages in, just finished chapter 3. And I'm intrigued, damn it! Okay. I mean, our main character already did something stupid without double checking something, so I'm like, this is not gonna go well. But like, I'm intrigued. I actually really want to know how this goes. So I think I might actually really read this. I just finished, let me put the dust jacket back on actually, The Cartographers, and like, honestly parts of it were so confusing, but it was so good. I honestly didn't expect it, but also I'm so close to hitting the 12-hour mark. I am so happy right now. But this is probably somewhere in the 4-star territory. I really, really liked the mystery and the little bits and pieces we got throughout the book, and especially sort of the two different ways that the story was told, because in between we have So we have our normal story, but in between we have chapters that are basically a story told from somebody's perspective for our main character, if that makes sense. And I loved that. That was so cool. I wasn't really surprised by any of it, but then again, it's really difficult for me to actually be surprised by plot twists anymore. So it's like, I'm not mad about it because it was good. But yeah, overall, I really liked the way that this was written. And I liked the way the story progressed. I liked how it ended. It's really cool because it's one of those endings where it's like, you can imagine a million things still happening. But overall, it is done. The story is done. Like, you know everything you want to know. But there's also more that could be told, if that makes sense. And I actually, in this one, I like it. Sometimes I really don't like an open ending. But this was good. Probably, I might just put it at like just a solid 4 stars, as is right now. I'm gonna sleep on it, think on it, and it might move up a little. By like 0.25 or something. But overall, this was really good, and I think I can recommend this. I always love, because like I said, this wasn't a book that I bought because I knew that I wanted to read it. This was a book that I bought because I just randomly picked it up, and I was like, you know what? Getting a hardcover special edition that's signed and numbered for like £5? I'm not gonna complain about that. And I'm so glad that it is a book that I actually enjoyed, and I might... This is a book I can see myself rereading, which is fun. So, I'm happy. Okay. That was way too loud. Oh no, oh no. No, you know what? So it shows A Touch of Ruin, which is the second book in the Hades and Persephone series by Scarlett Sinclair, or the third book if you look at the whole series, if you read Hades' perspective as well. And I am trying to read all of them until Tuesday. Or not all of them, but a good chunk. But as much as I kind of want to read it, I think I am going to read a German book instead. Because right now, it's like, it's a lot of... I have a lot of information, and I can't be bothered right now. So I believe I'm going to read the next one in the Grimm Chronicles. I have so many books upstairs with me. They're just all on my table as like options. But I do think I'm going to just read book 23 in the Grimm Chronicles, which is called Das Unglückskind, which basically translates to The Unlucky Child. I think I'm gonna read this and just... It'll probably get me to about where I'm going to bed anyway. If I do manage to read a little bit more, I'm gonna see what I'll do. So, I ended last night with about a little over 13 hours, but I've also been reading a little today. But I did end up finishing this book last night. I gave it 2.75 stars. I really didn't like this. It's kind of sad that I didn't, but I have 3 books left and then I'll be done. I'm probably gonna take a break from these though for a month or so, just so I don't get too annoyed with these. But today in the morning I started listening to A Touch of ruin. I did unfortunately have to take a little bit of a break from reading, which is why I'm only at 14.5 hours, despite being awake for 2.5 almost. Because I needed to finish up the video that's going up today. It's on me, honestly. We're not gonna talk about it. But where am I actually? Actually, that's not bad. I appreciate that these are so short and quick to read. What happened? There we go. So I was just on TikTok for a couple of minutes because I haven't really been doing that these past few days, which I'm proud of myself for. Like, I'm trying to be less on social media. Especially because when I am on social media, maybe I should be posting myself and not just doom scrolling. But anyway, I think I figured out why I'm not in the mood to read. It's not that I'm not in the mood to read, it's that I want to read fan fiction. Which is not what I was planning this video to be. And I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm thinking, well, I'm not really thinking, to be completely honest. I'm thinking I should probably grab something to eat, finish this, be super annoyed with myself, but finish this, and then honestly see what happens. I might just try to read The Trials of Apollo, like the next book, and maybe read a German one. And honestly, then I'll be almost done with the read-a-thon anyway. And the last few hours, I'm allowing myself to read fanfiction because, you see, the TikTok algorithm is good. Unfortunately. And I've been getting so many recommendations. Listen, there are things I didn't realize I needed in life. Turns out some of these fanfictions I think are going to be something I do desperately need. The creativity and the ideas that people come up with are astounding to me. So, we are 16 hours, 43 minutes in. I have a few more minutes actually, like 10 more minutes in the audiobook, but the book is over because there's like extra content in the audiobook. Might be because this is the international edition. I like these, okay? Like, I do truly enjoy these. It's just like, anytime there's any emotion, bam. And I'm like, I don't feel like that's a healthy way to deal with your emotions, especially if you're learning to deal with your emotions. You know? Overall, I did like it though. Not as much as the first one. It's probably gonna be a 3.5 star. Maybe less. I don't know yet. But it's definitely the beginning. And I'm excited to actually finally continue with these books. Because after this, I haven't read any more. Like, I don't know anything that happens. And, I mean, part of why I'm not loving this as well is because Persephone can be kind of obnoxious. Like, she's constantly like, oh, I don't know so much. And then she goes and does something that she does because she doesn't know things, but people basically warn her about doing anything similar to that because they know shit. And it's just like, yes, baby girl, you gotta make mistakes. That's how you grow. But like, when there are literal beings who are millennia old tell you to not do something, maybe there's a reason for it. And maybe, like, there's a reason that they can't necessarily tell you straight up. Anyway. Okay, so I'm basically 17 hours in, and I am going to eat lunch now. It's 10:43, but I'm so hungry because I've been getting up so early, so lunch is early. And then I'm gonna figure out what to read next. Feeling better now, though, having finished it. I feel, yeah, a lot more open to reading again, which is great. Okay, so I just finished eating and listening to the bonus content, which, surprise, surprise, no, but I actually liked parts of it. So I'm so close to having 17 hours done. And I think I'm gonna throw myself a curveball here. Stupid. I'm in full control of this, and yet I apparently do not want to. Okay, actually, never mind. Let me spin the wheel and see what happens. If it gives me something I want, perfect. If it doesn't, I mean, I technically did end up reading what it chose for me last night before I had decided to read the German book. So it is exactly this. Okay. I forgot to hide that one. So let's try that again. Okay, this is funny because I have these two that I'm thinking of reading. One being The Picture of Dorian Gray, which is a quick. Well, the difference in how long this takes me is probably not that great, so I can read this first, I think. Because, like, I was thinking of reading this anyway. I think I'm going to do that, actually, yeah. I think that's a good idea. See, sometimes fate decides, and sometimes fate is right. I don't know, guys. I so I am 65 pages in. I paused the timer. Yes. I don't know. So right now, like, I don't even know how many chapters I'm in. That's the one good thing going for this book right now, is that the chapters are super short. I'm trying to think of anything else that I'm liking. And I'm not sure if there is anything. Because, like, I still don't know what's happening. Like, every single chapter so far has been from a different person's perspective. And I'm about to start chapter 24. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm loving the way this is written. I'm so sad because my friend really loves this book. And here I am, not loving it so much. I don't know. I'm gonna read for a little more and see if I change my mind, and if not, I will just DNF this. Which is sad, but it is what it is. Okay, so I am 160 something pages in, and it's getting better. We're finally at the reality show. There was a lot of background information, which I guess I get, but I feel like the flow of the book could have been. Well, I don't know if the flow of the book then would have been disrupted, but basically introducing each and every character with their own little individual chapter before we know what is happening was a bit much. So yeah, overall, I'm guessing I'm a third through now, which is great. I am also 18 hours in, so whoop whoop. That's what, 3/4 through the 24 hours? Is that math? I don't know. The problem is that I am now super tired because the first few chapters of this was just not it. So I'm gonna do something that I didn't want to do, but I think would just be better for me, which is take a nap. So I'm gonna take a nap and then just continue reading this and hope that I will actually, like it. Oh my god, this is getting to me, but this is the furthest I have ever gotten in trying a 24-hour read-a-thon within 2 days. Okay, 20 hours and 8 minutes if you're a stickler for details, but I just finished reality show and I am extremely unsatisfied. It was a worthwhile read in that this is almost a little bit like a modern and highly illegal, well, even more highly illegal Robin Hood retelling. And I kind of like that aspect. I just feel like, I don't know, the flow didn't necessarily like it. The writing, I don't think was my favorite. Might have something to do with the fact that it's German. The characters, I'm confused. I wasn't surprised. Even though I feel like all of this should have surprised me, or at least parts of it should have surprised me in some capacity, but it just didn't. And I don't know. It was kind of convoluted just because of how many characters we had and whatnot, and I don't know. I didn't love it. I think I'm gonna give it 3 stars because it was a worthwhile read. It just definitely wasn't a favorite. And yeah, I am glad I finally read it. Don't necessarily think that I will reread it anytime soon, so we'll see what happens. I am now going to open up the wheel of TBR. Okay, let me check where reality shows so I can delete that. I'm gonna spin it and I'm gonna see what it tells me, how long that should take me to read. Trials of Apollo. So I have made myself a little bit of a salad. Yum. Because I need food. And my eyes are so tired. I honestly do not know how all of these amazing creators do it, but this is tiring. Also doing it on a regular basis. You will not see me do this once every month or so. I cannot, no. If this happens once a year, that might be too much. But my eyes are so tired, so I'm just gonna continue listening to the third book in the Trials of Apollo, which is The Burning Maze. I'm at 21 hours and 16 minutes, and I'm just gonna listen to the audiobook. I'm gonna eat my salad. I've started getting all of the videos for the 5 a.m. reading, 5:30 a.m. reading vlog onto my computer, and I'm gonna start arranging it, editing a little bit, at least the things that I don't actually need to listen to the videos for, and just do a little bit of that while listening to The Burning Maze. And I mean, that's not necessarily going to rest my eyes, but it's gonna give them something else to do. And I've seen this over the past 21 hours, If I just listen to an audiobook and I don't have anything else to do, I will go insane. Like, sometimes it's fine. Sometimes I just like walk around in my room and it's great. It's fun. It's beautiful. But sometimes I sit there, and even if I try to read along, it does not work. Oh my God, I will. Yeah. What the fuck? Like, I knew it would happen. In case anybody wants to know. I'm so sad. Why? It's not fair. I have 40 minutes left. I'm gonna go do those 40 minutes. Sad. So, I have officially done 24 hours. The joy I feel right now. I'm also almost through The Burning Maze. Yes, that's what I'm reading about. And I'm still devastated, but I've also already kind of gotten over it, so we're good. But yeah, fun. I'm probably gonna be finishing this today. I have like 30 minutes left, so really not that much. But yeah. I'm gonna have to collect my thoughts on this experience. And then I'll let you know. I did it! Oh, I'm so happy. This was an experience, to say the least. Okay, first of all, I did the 24 hours and I did it in 2 days, which is just absolutely fantastic. I managed to read, I think, a little over 13 hours the first day and then the rest the second day. And I managed to read 6 books and finish a 7th, which is just incredible. Like, I finished Act Your Age, Eve Brown first. Yes. And that was great because it finished a series for me, the Brown Sisters, and it was my favorite out of the 3. So that was a really fun thing to start with. And then in no particular order, this was my only reread. So I reread A Touch of Ruin by Scarlett St. Clair. Gotta admit, Persephone was a bit obnoxious than this one, but overall I really enjoyed it, and I wanted to continue reading these, but I got distracted by fanfiction. So I might just take a break and read them later. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens with these. But I continued with the Grimm Chronicles. I'm not going to talk about this book because I really didn't enjoy it. But I'm so close to finishing the series, so really sad about it too, though. I read Reality Show by Anne Freitag, and this is one of these books that I am happy that I read them because it touches on a lot of topics that are important to be discussed, but the execution of it I just didn't like. And I'm sad about that, especially because this was gifted to me by a friend who loved this book, and it makes me a little sad. But still happy that I finally read it. Then, the book that probably surprised me the most was The Cartographers by Peng Shepherd, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't have high hopes, I think. It's gorgeous, but I don't know. I don't know if I really had any expectations per se, but I really enjoyed the premise of this book, and the writing was quite good as well. Sometimes I was like, okay, I can we move on? But overall, really enjoyed this. Was really surprised by it. It was also a really nice change of pace and genre for this readathon, so I loved that. And I really like the, like, I don't know if you can call it a magic system, but it kind of is, but also not really. But like the power in maps, I love that. That was good. And then I read books 2 and 3, The Dark Prophecy and The Burning Maze by Rick Riordan, which are books 2 and 3 in the Trials of Apollo. And I am really happy with these. I cannot wait to finish this series. These are really enjoyable. I love the way that Rick does the Greek mythology books. I don't know, they just bring me joy. I mean, I was devastated. Don't get me wrong. Book 3 hit hard at times, but like, it was still good. And I cannot wait to see how this ends. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I feel like I did relatively like good. I didn't think I would do it. I honestly did not think I would be able to finish this, but I did, and that makes me happy, and I will not be doing this anytime soon again. Nope. The bone deep exhaustion I had after finishing this readathon. I have recovered now. I'm doing this clip a little later because I was just like, I was out. But like overall, I kind of enjoyed the experience. I think it was just like being able to like sit down and dedicate all of that time to reading was amazing. It's also great because I've been neglecting my books like crazy because I've been reading fan fiction. And I'm not going to get into that because otherwise this video will be an hour long. But anyway, I overall enjoyed this experience. It was super tiring, but still enjoyable. Have you done one? I want to know. Please let me know if you've like attempted one or even managed to finish one, because if you did, honestly, mad respect. This is not easy. Or maybe it's just my brain that's saying it's not easy. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up and maybe subscribing. I would love to have you here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!